And let's begin in court. Dr Nandipa Magudumana's bail application continued for a second day in the Bloemfontein Magistrate's Court. Her lawyers were replying to the state's arguments opposing her bail application. Magudumana wants to be released on bail, but the state is opposing it. She's one of 12 people accused in aiding convicted rapist and killer Thabo Bester in escaping from police custody. Bester escaped from the Mangaung Correctional Centre in May last year, and in her affidavit yesterday, Magudumana said Bester forced her out of the country against her will. She's facing charges of assisting an inmate to escape from lawful custody, violating a body and defeating the ends of justice. All right, so there were more delays as that hearing went into a second day, and she faces charges emanating from her involvement with the escape of convicted rapist and killer Thabo Bester. And it seems that the hiccup was due to her legal team not quite being ready. She's been detained at the Bizzah Makhate Correctional Centre in Kroonstad since her arrest. So let's get more for you with SABC News reporter Kamogelo Seekoei. Kamogelo, good evening to you. More delays in the proceedings going ahead, and it seems to point to her legal team still sorting out some of the basics. Tell us more about this.
Good afternoon to you, Iman, and to the viewers. Of course, today we had to wait for almost the entire day, half of the morning until after lunchtime. That's when proceedings in the Magistrate's Court here in Bloemfontein commenced. Of course, we were waiting for the defense lawyers for Dr Nandipa Magudumana to consult with her. Today, we're expecting them to submit their head of arguments to the court. Remember that yesterday, defense lawyer Frans Dlamini read out the affidavit for Dr Nandipa Magudumana, which essentially was requesting for her to be granted bail in this matter. The prosecution also read the affidavit from the investigating officer. So today what happened was the defense lawyer was essentially responding to what the prosecutor said in his affidavit, and also convincing the court that indeed Dr Nandipa Magudumana should be granted bail. But we saw when he started out, first things first, he actually just challenged all the charges that Dr Nandipa Magudumana is facing, saying that she should not be facing Schedule 5 charges, but rather Schedule 1. He challenged the fact that there were discrepancies in terms of the charge sheet and the affidavit that was submitted, citing the amount that he said was distributed or allegedly distributed between Dr Nandipa and her co-accused. In the charge sheet, he said that the investigating officer or the police had reported that an amount of 40,000 rands were exchanged hands between Dr Nandipa, Senwe Maswara and the others in this matter. Yet in the affidavit that was read yesterday, it was an amount of 85,000 rands that was mentioned. He also said, according to law, there is an amount of money that describes what corruption is, and therefore Dr Nandipa Magudumana should not be facing a charge of corruption. But I have here with me legal analyst Dikeledi Mwet, who I'd like to bring into the conversation just to talk to us about some of the things that came out today, particularly the discrepancies that the defense lawyer mentioned with the monies that exchanged hands or allegedly exchanged hands. He says that for a person to be charged with corruption, there has to be an amount of at least 100,000, and in this matter it was only 85,000 rands that the investigating officer says he has evidence of. What do you make of that?
What is interesting in terms of this case for today is the issue of the schedule dispute. If the defense came up and saying that we are disputing the Schedule 5 is a Schedule 1 out of all the charges that has been done, but some of the charges they don't dispute it of it's a Schedule 5. Now the issue here that comes from the state is that they will respond to that on when they come back on the right time to on the schedules, because there was no dispute from the onset regarding the schedule. The surprising part is that the defense does come now with the schedule, which is they admitted all along that it is a Schedule 5 that they are facing. They talk about the 40,000, they talk about the 85,000 rand. And we'll hear from the state on when they come back that are they going to combine that 40,000 with 85,000 to make an amount of 500,000, because it's a one case and everything was done to orchestrate the escape of Bester for this amount. And there is another amount that is already that has been not established out of combining from all of the accused of how much they got. But the only thing that they can prove is 85 and 40,000. So I believe that the defense right now, they are just coming with another tactic today, that now it's a schedule that they are disputing, but they agreed and admitted with the schedule from the onset all along. They should have been on the recess of that hour that has been done before the court started yesterday. They said that we are disputing this the schedule and we are not going with this schedule.
Can you just briefly explain to us what does the Schedule 5 actually mean?
The Schedule 5, it means that the onus to prove that it's in the best interest of the justice to be released on bail, it's rests on the accused to prove that, which is the defense, has to prove that I needed to be released on that. It's based on him. And at this moment, the proof that she needs to be released on that, it hasn't been addressed in their heads of argument.
Thank you so much, Dikeledi Moeti. They're just taking us through some of the things that came out in the Bloemfontein Magistrate's Court here, where Dr Nandipa Magudumana is applying for bail. You remember that Dr Nandipa Magudumana essentially went to the High Court challenging her arrest in Tanzania, saying that it was unlawful and that she had been abducted when she was brought back to South Africa. The court did say that Dr Nandipa Magudumana's arrest was unprocedural, but dismissed that application to have her charges dropped because she had consented to come back to the country. We will be hearing from the prosecution side on Monday when they come back to court, and they will be submitting their head of argument, and of course they are saying that they are opposing bail in this matter. With that, it's back to you in studio.
Very much. SABC News reporter there, Kamogelo Seekoei.